Alright, what's up guys? It's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Build It video. Today we're going to be doing a video on the Missy's Building Guide 3. So anybody here who is transitioning from the Missy's Building Guide, you're going to have followed along with the level 24 checklist. What this means is that you have met those requirements and you're looking to move forward and unlock a regional map. Now, I have a list of questions that was compiled up from, hang on just a second here, from members in my group. I'm going to do my best to answer those questions. Hopefully they're questions that you guys would have had as well. So if you have questions of your own that you would like answered, you can put them in the comments section of this video, but hopefully I get to everything. So the very first thing is which map to unlock. Now, the reason for this video mainly is because I have all of this information spread out through multiple videos, but I wanted one video where you guys could access all the information in general. So if you're looking in terms of, which regional map you want to unlock in general and what you should be considering, I do have a more extensive video about that, but we're going to touch base on the main things, the key points that you should be looking for. So you've been following along with the building guide. What you're going to do is you're going to click on your regional currency up here on the top left. Now, taking this into consideration in your choice, yes, but do not have this guide your end result decision, okay? For example, let's say that you have a majority of your currency on a map that you really don't want to unlock. Don't worry about that. There's going to be ways that you can get those coins up. So if you happen to have more on the map that you want to unlock, then great. But don't let that be the ultimate decision factor, okay? So that's one thing to consider is currency. The next thing that you want to consider is the map in itself. So each map has its own shape and style. Pick one that you actually like the look of. Don't just pick one because you only like the trees or you have currency for it. The next thing to consider is the trees. And that you can click here. And if you click on landscape, scroll over, you're going to locate these trees here are the ones that you guys have already had access to this whole time. But these here are regional trees. Now, these are only able to be accessed if you have the regional map in which they are for. That being said, this one belongs to the limestone map. As you can see here, it tells you the requirements that you need to actually unlock it. This one is the sunny map, cactus, frosty, and green valley. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people pick the Green Valley map first because they really like the trees. They probably have a lot of leaf coins. They like the layout. That is a really popular one. Another thing to consider is the fact of who you have in your group and what maps they have unlocked. This is going to help you greatly in the contest of mayors, or if you have a feeder city, getting those items from the feeder city, if it has that map unlocked, will be another contributing factor in your decision, but again, not your ultimate choice. Like, you're not just going to base it around that specifically. So if you have a majority of people in your group have the Green Valley map, you have quite a few coins in it, you like the trees, you like the layout, then I would go with that one, okay? Now, start with unlocking one regional map, and we're going to go from there. You're not going to unlock a second one anytime, super soon, so it's going to be a little bit. There is going to be things that you're going to want to focus on right away, and the very first thing is when to unlock the regional map. Now, the contest of mayors begins in about 12 hours, okay? So that's when you'll actually be able to do your first assignment. If you're seeing this video at this time, you're going to want to unlock the map previous to the contest of mayors starting. That way you get your starting list with those assignments, those updated assignments. Okay, now most of you guys are going to be either level 24 or right around level 29. by the time you decide to do this. That being said, most of you guys will not have Omega unlocked just yet. Okay, we're going to talk about things that you need to know with Omega, but right now we're going to stick to the regionals for the first half of this video. So I'm going to travel over to the Green Valley map, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of things here. So how many coins do you need for the storage unit? When you unlock a regional map, you do get a storage facility, the same one that pops up on your capital. Now, it is able to be accessed through the regional tab here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on that, and this is your regional facility. It is 5,000 regional coins, and it gives you 20 storage at once. There is no need for storage items. You just get the 20 items or the 20 space at once. Now, you need a regional population of 5,000. What this means is regional population is population that is accumulated on the regional map. It does not mean that you have to have regional homes. You can have any type of homes as long as they're on that map. They are considered regional population. So for the time being, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing house upgrades for the purpose of the contest of mayors only. You're not just going to decide, well, I've unlocked a regional map, so I'm just going to go crazy and I'm going to start building all kinds of stuff on this map. You're going to start off your contest of mayors, and you're going to be playing as a high-level contest of mayors player. If you don't know what that means, I highly recommend that you watch the high-level walkthroughs that I've done the past month or so. And I will be releasing a high-level comm guide. It's not finished, but it is being worked on, and it will be available to you guys within the next week or two. So that being said, you're going to start with your regional or your contest of mayors upgrades on your regional map. So hypothetically speaking, let's say that you start the contest of mayors and you start off with a upgrade 3 regional home. What you can do is you can lay down a regional home, and you can either upgrade that one home 3 times in a row, or you can upgrade multiple of that, like lay one down, do an upgrade, lay one down, do an upgrade. Now, when it comes to airport, you're actually going to want to make sure that you lay down one at a time, doing one upgrade only until you have a total of 10. So if you get an upgrade 3 Paris, you lay down one house, upgrade it, lay down another, upgrade it, and another until you have 10 of those. Obviously, if you get an upgrade 3 Paris, you're going to stop at 3, wait for another assignment, and then proceed on. The reason for this is because once you reach level 30, certain buildings within the landmark category are going to require that you have 10 Paris or Tokyo or London homes. Now, here's the thing. Whenever you meet the requirements to purchase something, like, for example, you need 10 Tokyo and you need the Department of Culture in order to purchase this, okay, the Himeji Castle. Now, that being said, see how I already have one purchased, but I don't actually meet the requirements to purchase anymore? What this means is I can put this in storage and I can place it out on any map. Okay, so just because you don't meet the requirements on, let's say, your capital map, doesn't mean that you can't still purchase it. You just have to meet the requirements on one map. Okay, now once you've done that, you can put it in storage and you can transfer it to your other maps or whatever. But you will not be able to purchase any more of that building unless you have those requirements met. So I highly recommend that you start building everything on your regional maps, not on your capital for the time being, so that you can meet the requirements for that storage facility. Now, the reason for this, this upgrading your guys' stuff and unlocking a regional map right now is actually because of the November sale. So at the end of November, there is a Black Friday sale. They usually put 3 categories at a time with the 50% off. And then at the end, they do all the categories at once with the 50% off. Most people are out of space on their capital map, so it's highly recommended that you actually clean up your map now. Get that stuff in storage. Put out, whatever it is that you can, that you have to for whatever requirements that you need, but keep the majority of your stuff put, in storage. Then that way, when the November sale comes, let's say you want to purchase like a certain type of park or something, you can do that and then put all that stuff in storage. Then you can go through your education, you can do that and then put all those in storage and so forth. Now, a lot of people actually are going to be limited on space for their mountain and their beach though. Okay, so that you can't really do much about. Once you fill up the beach, that's it. You don't have any more space to place anything. The Green Valley map does come with some beach available to you. As you can see here, it's this here and on this side. Now, when you unlock your regional map, you're actually going to have some deeds that you have accumulated over time with the Missy's Building Guide. Anytime that you were doing your Mayor's Pass and you collected those deeds, those are available to you. So you'll be able to access those. Now, as far as land unlocks, okay, you're going to want to do those ASAP. So as fast as you can get those dozer land unlocks done, get them done, regardless if you have a task for them. Actually, you're going to pretty much avoid that land expansion task as a high-level player because it does not offer you any good opportunity. It just keeps coming back at the same value. It's really not good to rotate it. You're pretty much going to get the land unlocked, like I said, ASAP. And then in terms of beach or mountain, if you unlocked Frosty, you'll have the mountain available. If you unlocked the Sunny or the Green Valley, you'll have beach available to you to unlock. If you did any of those maps, save your beach and mountain unlocks for your mega assignments only, okay? This will give you some added space to buy 4-pointers if you wish to do so. In the November sale, you're going to continue playing COM competitively, basically indefinitely or until you get bored. So just because you level up, it does not mean that you are done playing COM competitively. Now, there is some other stuff that you guys need to be aware of when placing down new homes, and that is when you do reach level 30 and you do get to the Omega, you're going to want to have at least 3 Omega homes placed out at all times so that you can continue to buy those Omega services. You need 3 Omega homes to purchase those services. You do not have to have them maxed out. You just need at least 1 upgrade done on each one. Okay, and that always requires 1 Omega item, which is actually relatively cheap. Now, when it comes to regional homes, those ones and airports and things like that. Airports are the only ones that actually require a certain amount for any buildings purchased. Some of them do require Latin population, but that's a little bit different. That's not a specific number of homes. That's a population requirement. Now, selling regional items to the bubbles. Now, this is kind of an interesting topic. So here's the thing. What you're going to do is when you first unlocked your regional map, depending on what level you are, it will determine which item you actually have available to you. So, for example, the flip-flops, which would be the medium regional item, become available to you at level 30. The yoga mats, which are the large regional item, they become available to you at level 35. So right now, most of you guys are only going to have the small regional item available to you. That being said, the small regional item is worth about 7 coins, 7 regional coins each. The medium one is usually worth about 46 to about 49. And then the large is usually worth anywhere from like 87 to 90-ish, you know, right around there. That being said, if you are getting offers that are below that threshold for those items, do not sell them. For example, let's say that you have a yoga mat offer for 5 yoga mats, and it's below, let's say, like $470. I would not do it. The yoga mats, or the large regional item, I usually try to sell in larger quantities. So let's say you have a total of 20 of the large regional item, and you have a regional currency task. If you do that, I would recommend, like, let's say it's offering you money for only 2 of them. Sometimes it's best to click no and wait for the other offers to pop up in a larger quantity so you get a larger amount at once. It just kind of depends on what you're dealing with. But for the time being, since you guys are just starting out and since you guys don't have anything unlocked yet, what I would actually do, and this is something that you guys should be doing basically until you hit level 30, is I would start making the regional factory items, and I would start producing the small regional items. And you can actually do this probably like on a silver token or something, depending on how much of those you guys have. Don't burn through them, obviously. You can do it on gold tokens too, if you want. But what I would do is I would actually go to the global market and start purchasing all kinds of regional factory items. And the first regional item that you have here, so the eco bags, and I would start ASAP selling to the bubbles that pop up, because those regional currency things, those are super valuable to you right now. Getting that 5,000 regional currency to get that storage facility is essential. Then when it comes to the regional services, you definitely are going to want to get that ASAP. If you can, buy the large one. Now, this will go up in price as you buy them. So I would get the biggest one, get it right away, place it down, get that storage facility. Okay. Now, after that, continue to get those regional items and continue to sell to those bubbles that pop up. Because when the November sale comes, that half price that you're spending on those trees is essential. Okay, like you're definitely going to want to do that. Half price on the trees is a huge deal. That being said, another thing that you're going to be able to do is get hotspots. Now, you've only unlocked one map. So here you're going to have the hotspots per the one map. So this one here is Sunny, Limestone, Frosty, Cactus, Green Valley. So this is the Green Valley one. Now these will be half price during the sale. So that is another huge benefit, like I said. So getting those regional currency coins up is highly recommended. And even, I know it might sound like not very many, 7 coins per 1 eco bag or whatever. But when you go to the global market and you purchase, 200 regional factory items, and you sell them in one lump sum, and you keep doing that, 100 regional coins here, 100 there, at half price, 125 coins is all you need to buy one regional tree, but it's going to be 250 later. So, I would do that. Now, as you progress and you level up, you'll get the other regional items as you go, and those ones sell for more. But they are definitely harder to find, and they are harder to make as they do take more time. That being said, what about your regional HQ? How do those work, and when should you click on them? When should you begin? Do not click on them until you are actually ready to use them. Once you click on it, the 24-hour timer will begin. You cannot stop it. Once you've opened it, that is it. Meaning even if you don't hit start shipping, you still opened it. The timer's still going. Okay. So that being said, here's the deal. When you click on the shipping dock, you get 3 rows. If you hit new shipment, you basically forfeit that row and it begins the next 3 rows. So you're going to do 3 rows, and then you are eligible for 1 piggy bank. 1 piggy bank is $2.99, and it is worth 2,000 regional currency for the first piggy bank. After those 3 rows are done, you can either pay 10 cash, or you can wait 2 hours for the truck to return, where you are going to have to do another 3 rows. They can ask for any items in the game, including rares, and it's highly recommended that if you end up having to pay for, let's say, 1 camera, it's still going to be cheaper than having to pay for another round of rows, because the rows actually go up in cash as you proceed. So your second round of rows is going to be 20, and then 40, and then like 80, then 160, and they start to go up really, really high. So I usually pay for the first 3 rounds of rows, and then I stop at 40. And then I leave the 3 piggy banks available. The piggy banks are in quantities of 2,000, 4,000, and 8,000 regional currency. They are all $2.99. So if, let's say, you did want to purchase a piggy bank, you would actually be better off to do the 9 rows and purchase the 8,000 rather than purchasing the 2,000 for $2.99. So you can choose to wait the 2 hours for the truck to return, or you can pay the cash. Okay. Now, that would depend on what it is that you're doing. If you're doing the regional shipments purely to just earn coins, then it's totally up to you. But if you're doing it for an assignment, it's advised that you get that assignment done as soon as possible, because that regional HQ is only open 24 hours. Once that's it, that's it. It's shut down for 24 to 72 hours or whatever. So it could be vital to your success in your streaks and things like that, that you get all of your assignments done before that regional HQ closes. Now, right now, for the time being, since COM begins in 12 hours, do not open your regional map or your regional HQ, not your map, your HQ. When you get your starting list, if you have a regional HQ and currency assignment for below 2,000 in your main list, leave them sit. Do not touch them. Because if you do that regional HQ at 1,500 or below 2,000, and then you proceed on with the contest, and then you get that same assignment, a day later in the streaks or whatever, you're not going to be able to do it, and you're going to fail. Now, it's not worth it for only 1,500 points. So unless it's taking up a significant value in points, do not take that risk. Now, if you're near the end of the contest and it pops up for a higher amount, then that's different. Or if it does pop up for 1,500 in the streaks, that's different. I'm talking your starting list, okay? So let's say, hypothetically, you start the contest of mayors in 12 hours. And you get 2 regional assignments. Both are, you got the one for the HQ and you got the one for the currency. Both are below 2,000 points. You can basically sign off on both of those for the rest of the contest. You're not going to touch them because you really can't afford to, okay? You can guarantee that you're not going to touch them. So you're actually going to be able to open up that HQ right now, and you can start those shipments so that you can get those currency items. You can start earning some currency, and you can start selling those items and things like that. The only other contest of mayors assignments that would be able to pop up in terms of regional would be homes, production, factory production. All of those you should prep for and be aware of. The next thing is your houses over here. See how I don't have any available? You get 3 per map, okay? Try to make sure that you always have at least 2 residential homes that you can place down at any time in case you get an assignment. You don't want to be in a situation where you don't have any homes to lay down and you don't have any available upgrades for that style building, and then you're unable to do your assignments until you get a construction hat or whatever. So make sure that that's not the case. If that is the case, what can you do to fix it? Well, first off, you can only have 3 construction zones at any one time. If you have other construction zones placed, get those taken care of and new ones will appear. If you don't have any construction zones and you still don't have any homes, but you have buildings that are of those type, you can actually go to your map here, click on a construction hat, and click this button here. Not the refresh, but the one with the circle through the line, and it transfers that upgrade to a different home. Okay, so if it's on a Paris, then it'll transfer it to something else, whether it be a regional that's eligible or airport or whatever. Another thing that you guys are going to want to make a note of is to refresh these building requirements here as you play the game. Don't wait till you have an upgrade. Look at the items it's asking for and keep ahead of the game. For example, this is not expensive. I'll keep it there. This is kind of expensive, but not terrible. This one is expensive, so I'm going to refresh it. And this is not expensive at all, so I'm going to keep that. So just keep up on those and make sure that you are refreshing them as needed, even if you don't have assignments for them. Another thing is, okay, so we just talked about when to leave regional assignments sit versus doing them. Okay, so how does regional population work? Basically, here's the deal, okay? As you proceed on, you need 10 million population to unlock all 5 regional maps. You do not get the capital maps population included in that. So it has to be only on your regional maps. You have to accumulate 10 million on 4 maps to unlock the 5th map. That being said, you do not have to have it be regional homes. You just have to have homes on that regional map. So as you proceed on, as you level up and as you make these homes, what you can do is you can build regular residential homes to a maximum upgrade, convert them to epics, and then their total population will be 2,411 before pop boosters, okay, which is actually higher than anything else besides Omega. But the problem is Omega takes up so much extra space on your map for services, drones, control nets, that it's actually a lower count once you jam it all into your map. Now, do not start designing on your regional map, any of them, okay? Not until you unlock all of them. If you start designing on your regional map, you'll end up wasting your time and having to tear it apart. Start with a grid layout. You're going to place 2 rows of houses similar to what you see here, okay? And then in this area here will be pop boosters. I do have videos where I explain how to get the maximum population for your grid layouts. But essentially what you want to do is you want to do 2 rows of houses and then the 2 rows of pop boosters, another 2 rows of houses. You are going to have to reset up your 3 red roads individually per map. But it is highly recommended that you do so because you will go flat broke trying to keep up with road upgrades. Do not do that. Anybody who does not know what the 3 red roads are, that trick, you should get familiar with it as it's going to save you millions. Now, I've seen people in the comments section talking about how the 3 red roads prohibits them from being able to have the style of roads that they like. That is not true, okay? What it means is you are not obligated to upgrade your roads you don't have to upgrade them ever if you don't want to. Doesn't mean you can't, it means you don't have to. So if you like a specific style of road, then the 3 red roads trick is actually better for you because it ensures that you'll be able to have that style of road forever. You don't have to go beyond it. So let's say that you like the style with all the trees down the middle, and that's what you want. Then you can buy it when you're ready, not when you are forced to, but when you're ready, and then you're not forced to go past that, which is excellent because oftentimes it will try to force you to go beyond that, okay? So it's actually better than what most people realize. Now, here is an example of a regional. See how it's offering me just around 100 for the medium item? I have 3 of them. I could sell these, but right now I'm not going to. So I can either leave this offer sit and it will be here at any time that I'm ready for it, or I can hit no and it'll pop up a new offer later on. And these are completely random in terms of time frames and quantity of items. Okay. If you haven't had one in a long time, sometimes that does happen, but oftentimes what you can do is travel to other cities, change your maps, reboot your game, buy regional items, sell some stuff. That usually will initiate some things to kind of happen, but sometimes you just have to wait it out. Okay, the next thing would be to log in and out of Facebook and kind of resync your save data to get that to kind of pop things up. So the next part of the video, we're going to talk about Omega. So once you hit level 30, you're going to unlock the Omega. All right. Now, when you do this, you have several things you're going to place down. One is a control net. All of these go up in price as you purchase them. And as you can see here, they all have certain requirements. This one requires 8 Omega residential buildings. This one requires 16. But for whatever, however many you have purchased in the past. I have purchased these before, so my prices are going to be higher. Now, this here is a 6x6 area, an 8x12, and a 16x14. Okay? Purchase whichever one that you feel you need. Now, here's the thing with Omega. And it gets kind of tricky here. So, when you get to the point where you do an Omega, the control nets have to be within the vicinity of the houses. So similar to police, health, and fire. Omega does not use police, health, and fire. Okay? They use services like water, power, sewer, but they do not use police, health, and fire. They use drones and they use control nets. Drones do not have to be in the vicinity of the Omega homes. They can be anywhere on your map, but the control nets have to be in the vicinity. Okay, they put a green square on your map similar to police, health, and fire. You can place the drones anywhere else though. Okay, now as long as those drones are on a workable, a serviceable road, then they can actually get to the houses, then you're good to go. Now, ultimately, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to provide yourself with enough coverage for whatever it is that you want to do with Omega. Let's say that you don't really like Omega. That's totally okay. I don't blame you. I'm not a big fan of it myself. Omega does accumulate coins on the top of the houses, similar to kind of what an epic does, except for it's accumulated the same way as taxes are. So you can collect them multiple times a day, but you can only collect them once you reach your bank amount. You can't exceed your bank amount once you are when you're trying to collect the coins on the top of the houses. For example, as you can see here, I have 62,000 Omega currency. Now, my capacity is 30,000. So the only way for me to go past my 30,000 limit would be to either collect these from a mayor's pass or to sell Omega items to the sim bubbles that pop up, or to bulldoze something that I have that is Omega, like a road or a building or a bridge or whatever. I do not recommend the bulldoze method. That is the stupidest thing you can do. What people will do is they will buy a building for full price, line up their whole beach with all these full price buildings that they had to purchase with Omega currency. And then when they get an assignment or when they want to purchase a service, they go through and they bulldoze all their stuff for half price. This is ridiculous. Okay. What you should do is you should collect as much as you can off the coins for the top of your houses, and then sell the Omega items to the sim bubbles that pop up. Now, an average price for one Omega item is right around 1,000 to about 1,200, 1,300 Omega coins per one item. As long as you're receiving a minimum of 1,000 per one Omega item, and they're all the same, okay, then you're getting a good deal. If you're selling your Omega items for anything less than 1,000, don't do it. Okay. Now, the way that it converts is that you make one canister for 7,000 regular coins. That one canister starts off earning small canisters until you build up Omega homes in population. Then you become eligible to make medium and large canisters. Large canisters give 3 Omega items. Small canisters give 1. Medium canisters give 2 Omega items. Now, they all take a different time frame to produce and collect. You're going to produce the Omega canister, put it in the lab, wait for it to open, and then you can go ahead and collect the items. Now, you also have a limit on the amount of items that you can actually hold. So this is another thing that is quite expensive, and we're going to go to my capital map so I can show you guys. Unless you plan on being somebody who is going to unlock or build a lot of Omega, then you're not going to want to unlock a whole lot of your Omega bank or your Omega storage. Now, sometimes you can get past collecting these war rewards, and right now it's not letting me. So let me go ahead and collect these super quick. Okay. Let's see. So here is a large canister. See how I can't collect it because my city storage is full. But this is my main storage, not my Omega storage. So I need to go over here and I need to sell a couple of things so that I can actually collect that. So we'll do that. And then we'll go over here and we'll open up this canister. So it does give you some regular and it gives you the Omega. So I've collected my Omega. Now, this takes 8 hours, okay? This one here is a medium canister, and this one here is a small canister. To make another canister, I pay 7,000 coins, and it's going to take about 2 hours to open this. This would be a medium one. Now, this takes about 3 hours to open, and this one takes about an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and place this down here, and I'll let that continue to open up. See how I have Omega coins here, but I can't collect them because my neobank is full. When I click on my neobank, it tells me how much income I'm getting on the top of my houses every 24 hours. That does not stack up over a 24-hour time period, same as taxes, it caps out, okay? I'm fine with it just sitting there. I don't have a whole lot of Omega homes, and I'm cool with just selling my Omega items to the sim bubbles that pop up. In order for the sim bubbles to pop up on Omega currency or Omega items, your Omega storage facility needs to be right around 70 to 75% full. So here I have 35 total items I can hold in terms of Omega. Omega items cannot be sold on the global market or to group members. They can only be sold to the sim bubbles. Now, here, as you can see, they want 5 of each in order to purchase more space. And the space only goes up by 5. They want 100 cash each for each item. I do not recommend upgrading your bank past 35 to 40 unless you plan on being somebody who builds a lot of Omega homes. And in that case, you would exceed your bank amount, you would exceed your amount in storage, and you would proceed to level up that way. Now, if you don't plan to do that, though, keep it at a low amount. And then what you'll do is wherever you, like, for example, over here, I usually get offers because this is where my drone base is. But I try to keep track. Here you have your neobank. These are your things here. So you've got your research center, you've got your labs, you've got your Omega storage, and you've got your neobank. Now, all of these buildings here, once they are placed, they cannot be placed on another map. They cannot be stored. So pick the map you want them on, and that's where they're going to be forever. Now, ideally, the bigger the house, the more money it produces, but these are not cheap. For example, look at 1, 2, 3, 4 Omega items, plus look at all the regular items. That is not cheap. Those robes are expensive. I'm not going to go ahead and do that, so I'm just going to refresh it. Anytime I get an Omega assignment, I put down one construction zone for the Omega. That always costs 1 item. Okay? 1 Omega item, always, for the first one. And it's always 2 for the second one. Now, as you can see here, provides housing for 40% more population, but requires control net and drone service. It also requires a hefty amount of services. As you can see here, see how it says service demand is high? That is a big deal. 3 million population of Omega requires unbelievable amounts of storage services in comparison to, let's say, an Epic or regular residentials, or even the Old Town or Latin. See how these are low service demand? High service demand, medium, low. This is low for the Epics as well. So once you convert a regular residential to Epics, it goes from 1836 to 2411. So damn near just as good as Omega, but you use a fraction of the services, so you can actually build more homes, and you actually end up yielding a higher amount of population in terms of space spent on the map. Now, what you're going to want to do, though, is you're going to want to purchase Omega services regardless of what types of homes you build. Omega services are not just for Omega homes. Omega services go for any type of homes. Water is water. You don't have to do Omega water for Omega people or vice versa. So what you're going to do, the moment that you unlock your regional map and the moment that you hit level 30 and you finally unlock Omega, you're going to get the amount that you have stacked up, because a lot of you guys have Omega currency stacked up over time that you've been collecting through each pass. Most of the time you get like 24,000 per pass or something, and then you have wherever else you've earned it. So once you get the overall amount that you have, you're going to go to your capital map first, and you're going to open up your power, okay? You're going to scroll all the way to the end, and after you built up 3 Omega homes, all you have to do is 1 upgrade on each, place down 3 Omega homes, okay? You will be eligible to purchase the Omega services. These give you 100 capacity in comparison to whatever it was that you were purchasing before. You're going to place down 1 of each, okay? Once you've done 1 of each, they start at 10,000 currency. You're going to place down 1 power for 10,000. You're going to place down 1 sewer for 10,000. You got power, water, sewer, and waste management. That's going to be a total of 40,000 neo-simoleons. Once you've done that, you're going to go back around. You're going to do it again for the second one. So you want 2 of each at a minimum on your capital map, okay? This will be a total of 30,000 per category. So you'll have spent 120,000 Omega currency in total. Now, that's because the first one's 10,000. The second one's 20,000. So you're looking at 30,000 altogether per category times 4 categories. That's 120,000. Now, once you've done that, the third unit will be at 30,000 each. Okay? Now, you can either decide, depending on how much population you have on your capital map, and if you feel that you need a third unit, then go ahead and start purchasing your third round of units. Or you can wait, go to your regional map, and start putting them on that. Now, they do not lower per map. So when you go to your regional map, your first unit's going to be 30,000, and they just keep going up. Every time you buy them, they go up 10,000. So make sure that you place them wherever you're going to want to use them, as they will not be able to be stored and transferred. Okay? The moment that you unlock your regional map, you're going to be eligible to buy another Maxis. This is a Maxis. Okay? Most of you guys on the building guide would have purchased 4 of them by now. Your 4th one was $8,000. Every one thereafter is going to continue to be $8,000. Every map you unlock, you get the opportunity to buy an additional Maxis, leaving you with a total of 9 Maxis able to be purchased. They are not exclusive to the map, so you can place them on other maps, but they cannot be stored. So for example, let's say you unlock Frosty, okay? And you don't want to place it on Frosty. I don't blame you because the map sucks. You go to your capital map, or you go to your other regional or wherever, and you place it down. That's it. It's permanent. You can't store it. So if you want 5 on your capital, make sure that you actually want 5 on your capital. Okay? Now, in terms of placing down new homes and residentials, we talked about that with the airport. We've talked about the Omega. We've talked about service per unit. Let's see, what else we got on this list here? When to sell Omega items to the bubbles. Sell these to the bubbles anytime that you either have an assignment for it or you can. Okay, so like let's say that you want to start earning Omega money for new services. You don't have to wait for an assignment just to sell them. Just keep making canisters and keep selling them, but it will put you in the poorhouse if you're not careful. Okay, so just be aware of your funds when you're doing stuff like that. The next thing is Neo Mall purchases. Neo Mall purchases are an absolute ripoff. Okay, this is your Neo Mall here. Most of you guys, these items do go up in value or price. Sorry. So you're definitely not going to really purchase anything from here ever, even rares. They're just a ripoff, an absolute ripoff. You're actually better using the Omega money for services or for, you know, anything else that you may want that requires it. For example, there's some items in the game that require Omega. For example, we've got a bridge that requires Omega currency. And that one actually looks kind of cool sometimes. These do require a certain amount of homes. You're going to need 4 for that. They do go up usually, and then they cap out at a certain price. You've also got one in the beach category. I don't think there's one in the education category. Nah, that's an Omega University, but that costs platinum keys. So I think right now it's just the bridge, the beach, and I don't think we have anything else. I don't know. There might be. I don't know. I haven't looked in a while, but I think that might be it. Okay. What else? Let's see. We talked about how you'll need those 3 red roads on every single map. In terms of regional coverage, buy the largest one if possible. Purchase requirement. Meet requirements, buy items, store in place. Talked about that. Shop unlocks and discounts. Okay, as you start to level up, you're going to unlock a lot of shop discounts, time discounts, and you know you're going to have unlocked the appliance store. So you can go ahead, depending on your cash and whatnot, go ahead and max that out. Depending on how you're doing on coins, go ahead and do your time discounts as you unlock them. So basically, you're just going to keep upgrading everything, keep unlocking everything that you can, and keep progressing. If you're on the Missy's Building Guide and you're a member of my group, make sure that you're tracking that progress. So go ahead and if you need to, like open up a Google Doc and type out like, hey, on September blah blah or October blah blah, unlocked regional map or unlocked, you know, Green Valley map, got storage unit, got this, got that. And so people can see how you're progressing and how quickly. You don't have to write down like every little thing, but in about 4 to 6 months, I'll be doing another round of progress reports. And a lot of you guys are going to have made significant changes. So it would be nice if you could track that progress, you know, in terms of how long it took you to max out your regional map, in terms of Dozer, how long it took you to be able to afford the storage facility, how many regional coins you started with the moment you unlocked them. You can actually just take a screenshot, put it in an album, and that way you have your progress report screenshots and you have your progress being tracked that way if you want. Whatever's easiest for you so that you have it in 4 to 6 months. If you're not in my group and you would like to submit your progress report, you can do so. All you have to do is find me at SimCity Build it, MissyAnneYT, send me a message on Facebook, submit your progress, and your stuff will be put in the next progress report video. You should include your city name in your progress report photo. Make sure always to do that, and the time, or not the time, but the date, the city name, and any stats that you can add. I don't believe there's really anything else to add. You are going to, hold on, there is something else. So here you unlock entertainment at level 20, so you guys already have that one. You guys already have mountain unlocked. So gambling is level 25. Most of you guys just unlocked gambling. And you'll unlock landmarks. So you're going to want to purchase both of these. Now, if there's something in here that you want, go ahead and purchase them. And if you want to start doing epics, go ahead and purchase. Otherwise, you can wait till the November sale, and this will be half price. So if you're hurting for coins and you want to wait, there's nothing there that, you know, you're really hurting for, the unlocking of the department does go on sale. You can also store this so it's not out on your map taking space, and still purchase everything within that category that needs to be purchased without having that out. Okay? Most of you guys, once you hit level 30, you will get your Maxis Man statue. The moment that you max out your VU Tower level 18, that becomes available to you. But you do need to be level 30 in order to get that. The next thing is on your capital map. You guys have several clip trays that were requiring something be done, and it needed you to be level 30 in order to complete it. So you can go ahead and get that clip tray done. In terms of building regular residentials, okay, the building regular residentials can be done on your regional map. You should get them done based on the Contest of Mayors assignments. But the one good thing is when you start your epic on a regional map, the timer is non-existent, okay? Unless you've done one on your regional map. So let's say that you start an epic on your regional map and you want to immediately start an epic on your capital. You can do so once you're done. But if you do one on your regional map, you have a 12-hour timer until you can do another one on your regional map. So the timers only go individually for the maps. If you do not have a house fully upgraded, then you have to wait 12 hours until you can do an epic on that house once it becomes fully upgraded. So let's say that you did not have a epic available to you, you upgrade a house to max, you will have to wait the 12 hours. Now, the next thing is that epics are priced based per map. So if you have an $80,000 price tag to start an epic on your capital, and then you want to go and start it in the same category on your regional, it starts that pricing over. So it's cheaper. So it may be, let's say, $20,000 to start a beach one on your capital, whereas it could be $1,000 to start it on your regional, which is nice. You can store and transfer epic pointers from map to map. So if you're doing a entertainment epic on your regional map versus your capital, you can store them and move them as needed. I think that's it. You do not get individual token storage. You know, the 35 token storage is shared with all maps. And let's see. What else? What else? When you hit the regional HQ, it begins that timer. So don't forget that. In terms of the contest, you guys, it's really important that you pay very close attention to when those timers expire, when your streaks begin, the history of your assignments. If you can avoid that assignment, if it pops up worth a low value, avoid those assignments if you can. You know, it will help you later. Okay? Any more questions that any of you guys may have, you're going to have to put in the comments section below or hit me up on Facebook, and I would have to either answer them in the comments or do another video. So good luck to you guys. And like I said, if you have more questions, go ahead and put them there. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment if you have any video requests.